Okay, while we wait, I'm gonna project. Okay, no. With this, we're gonna do all of them for obvious reasons, right? You can't just skip them. I think it's easy answer. We answer quickly. But you know that the number system is in every single paper. You guys know that, right? It's in every single paper. So we have to do all of it because, yeah, we expect to see it in every single paper. Even when I'm setting a paper, I put the number system in. So let's get started. Question 1A says, study the following sets of numbers and answer the questions that follow. Then it says, list all the natural numbers. What's the first thing we need to do when answering questions like this? There's a first thing that you need to do to ensure that you are answering accurately, right? So what would you do? If this was you answering this, would you just look at them the way they are and answer? Or is there something that you would do first? Personally, what I recommend is to simplify what you can. Okay, for instance, -2 squared. How much is -2 all squared? There's a reason I said the word all squared. There we go. It is positive 4. I'm going to write the simplified answers on top. Okay, 17 divided by 0. Can we do anything about that? What's the answer for 17 divided by 0? It's undefined. So this would be undefined. Okay, what's the cube root of -8? The cube root of -8 would be -2. Perhaps I shouldn't use the massive -2. Can we square root a negative number? No, so we can't simplify that one. What's the square root of 12? Just give me like 2 decimals, because I know it's going to be a decimal. It's not a perfect square. I should have probably brought my calculator. Here's where we are in life. Okay, it is 3,46. Okay, now let's get answering. What would you say are all the natural numbers in this case? Just to remind us, natural numbers are numbers that start from 1 and there are no decimals included. So they're all your counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, Itandile?
5. Good afternoon, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, it's 5,
Mm-hmm.
-3.
-3 for natural numbers.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, for
There's only
-2
one
squared.
more.
-2 squared?
There we go. The -2 squared. Thank you very much, Itandile.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. Then they say list all the rational numbers that are not natural numbers. So these two guys we know are rational, but they said don't include them. Are we with me? What's a rational number again? A number that can be written as a fraction. Can a whole number be written as a fraction? For instance, can -2 be written as a fraction? Yes, right? You can write it as -2/1. So, what are my rational numbers here? I'm going to go down the list and then you guys will tell me whether to write it or not. I'm skipping 5 because they said not natural numbers. Okay, cube root of -8. Is that a rational number? You can do a thumbs up, thumbs down. The cube root of -8, correct. There we go. The square root of -20, no. Beautiful. -3, Yes. Square root of 12? No. Okay, technically you can write it as a fraction. Okay, I'm going to clarify this. You can write it as a fraction, right? It's possible. But when we talk about decimal numbers, when it comes to irrationality and irrationality, we either want numbers with no decimals, so whole numbers, or decimals that repeat themselves, which are recurring. So if you have 3,5555555 till infinity, that would be considered rational. Are you with me? But as soon as you have a fraction that has unpredictable decimals, then you don't consider it rational. Does that make sense for everybody? Are we happy with that? Wonderful. The next one is pi. Is pi rational? No. Negative 2 squared, we're skipping because they told us to skip it. Is 17 over 0 rational? It can't be rational. It doesn't even have a definition. Are you with me? So undefined means we don't know what happens. We don't know what happens when you divide by 0. Because when you times by 0, you get 0. But I mean, dividing by nothing, do you guys get what I mean? So there's no definition, so we cannot say it is rational. What about 3%? Is 3% rational? Think about it. 3%. Can 3% be written as a fraction? What is the fraction that 3% would be? There we go. So it is indeed rational. So that's 3%. Okay, last one. What is the name of the type of number that 17 over 0 is? We said it is undefined. Okay, mark allocation, 2 marks. One for this, one for this. Okay. And the second one, you would probably get 1 mark for listing them correctly and another mark for not including the natural numbers like they asked us. And this is just 1 mark. Can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this one? Is everybody happy with question 1A? There's a question 1B, but question 1A, are we all happy? Wonderful. Screenshotters, please do your thing. This is your time to shine. Okay, are we all good? Yes, it seems we're all good. I see thumbs up. Okay. Find an irrational number in surd form that lies between 4 and 5. How do we do this one, guys? This is actually a little bit of a higher grade, so I don't know if I should confuse you, but I can explain it to you. Can I explain it to you guys? Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking for a number x that's between 4 and 5, right? So the first thing I would do is to square them. Okay, I would square them because then it gives us what the squares are. 25. Okay, so any number that is between those would be an irrational number. Do you guys agree? For instance, the square root of 19, you expect an irrational number. You guys agree with me? So any number that is between 16 and 25, if you square root them, will give you an irrational number. But don't worry about that. I highly doubt any teacher will ask you that. Okay, what I need you guys to focus on is this guy. Number patterns, for some reason, are shaky. What type of number pattern is this before we even go anywhere? There's two, okay, there's more than 2 types, but I think in grade 9 we stick to 2. So what type of number pattern is this? Linear, numerical, do they all mean the same thing? The words linear, numerical, and arithmetic, those all mean the same thing. Are you with me? So how did we know this is a linear number pattern or arithmetic number pattern or numerical number pattern? What was the clue that gave it away that that's the number pattern we're working with here? There we go. You keep adding the same number. There's a constant difference. What is our constant difference in this case? It is 4. So we are adding 4. That means the constant difference is a positive 4. Okay. Now it says, what are the next two terms? We have stopped at 7. And if we're adding 4, what's my next term? There we go, 11. And then the one after 11 would be 15. Brilliant. That's beautiful. That's a simple, straightforward 2 marks. They asked for 2 things, so everybody gets a single mark. Okay, find the general formula for the sequence above. Now, I know about 3 methods that you can use to find this. Okay, I'm going to write them all down. Okay, Tn is equal to Dn plus C. Tn is equal to A plus N minus 1D. And the third one is the one where you use the difference as a multiplier. Okay, so between those two now, do you guys know the one on the left or do you know the one on the right? Left, right, right, right. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll do both. Technically, in grade 9, you're supposed to do the one on the left. That's the senior phase formula. But, because you guys are off to grade 10 next year, a lot of teachers like using the one on the right because that's the one you're going to have to adopt from grade 10 on. So it's fine. I'll do both of them. Okay. Let's start with the one on the left. So Tn is equal to Dn plus C. This would be your constant difference. So we can substitute that, and that is 4n plus C. Now this term over here, C, this is what we call term 0. Okay, term 0 means if there was a number before -5, what would that number be? Look at the pattern carefully. Let's say there was a term that came before -5. What would that term be? There we go. So your C is -9. Isn't that easier, guys? So then it's Tn is equal to 4n minus 9. That's it. Okay, for the one on the right, what is A for all of those who do the one on the right? What does A stand for in this formula? The first term, 100%. In this case, our first term is -5. So -5 plus n minus 1 times the difference, which is 4. Am I allowed to just leave it that way? No. Okay. So first, you're going to distribute the difference in to get rid of your bracket. Okay, so this -5 you leave here, it has nothing to do with what's going on in the other term. Now I'm distributing. So I have 4 times n, which is it's plus 4n. And then I have a 4 times -1. That means it's -4. Now let's simplify this. I'm going to put 4 in first. And -5 minus 4 gives you negative, ugh, gives you negative 9. Okay, and the mark allocation for this, you're going to get one for the coefficient of n, so the 4, as well as for c, both of them, because it's only 2 marks. Then it says find the 40th term. Am I going to substitute the 40 at Tn, or am I going to substitute it at n? At n. Beautiful, guys. So then term number 40 is equal to 4 times 40 minus 9, which is 151. Please confirm for me. It is indeed 151. And your 2 marks, the first one is going to be for substituting the 40, and the second one for your final answer, 151. Can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this question? Am I going a bit fast? I can slow down if you want. I don't know what that means. Okay, if I'm going too fast, give me a thumbs up. If the pace is fine, give me a thumbs up. But that was a very dumb thing because I didn't give you another option. Okay. Okay, so we all understand this. These are the types of questions, guys, you can secure 100% on, right? So you need to really put in the work so that when we get to problem solving and it starts shaking, you at least know these ones are in the back. Okay. Question 2. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start with the voting. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm only going to do 2 of them. Okay, so I want you guys to vote between 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I want you to give me 2 options in one message. Don't scatter them because then it confuses me. Between 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the chat, please give me your 2 options. So you can say 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. This is your 1 minute to vote on this. Thank you, Tando. Okay, this is interesting. 3 is definitely in. Let me see. 1 and 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 3 and 4 is 1, 2, 3 people. I'm sorry, guys. 1 and 3 have 1. Okay, let's take a look what's happening here. Okay, not Leacho celebrating. Oh my god, who's anyways? Oh, okay. Okay, let's take a look at 1. I understand why you said 1 because exponents are scary business, okay? But you just look at this. What are we doing? We are multiplying, okay? And we have the same variables there and there. And we use our rule of symbol, then number, then variables. And when I say variables, I'm including the exponents. Okay, so let's take a look. We're multiplying 2 positive numbers, so that means my answer will be what? Or the symbol part. If I'm multiplying 2 positive numbers, then my answer will be a positive. Beautiful. Okay, so symbol, I don't have to write the plus. You all agree with that, right? I just know it's a positive. Let's go to the numbers. The first 1 doesn't have a coefficient, which means the coefficient is what? If there's nothing there, what is our coefficient? It is a 1. So it's 1 times 2, which means the answer is, for the numbers, we're focusing on numbers only now. 1 times 2, it is 2. Now we move on to the variable, which is x. Remind me again, when we are multiplying, what do we do with the exponents? Yes, Itandile?
When we multiply, ma'am, if the bases are the same, we add the exponents.
There we go. So x is going to have a exponent of,
Of 8, ma'am.
there we go. Beautiful, guys. And that's it. And this is literally with 1 mark. So you either have everything right or you lose the whole mark. Now let's take a look at number 3. Everybody voted for number 3, so he's a popular one. So that's 5xy, 2x minus 3y, plus 4 minus 2x xy minus y squared. Okay, now I don't know what your maths papers look like, right? Mine are right on, as in under the question, there's space for you to answer. But if you have to answer on a different paper, please be careful not to copy the question wrong. That happens very often. Okay, you need to be very careful you don't copy the question wrong, because if you do, then I can't give you anything. I can't mark you on a question that you made up. Okay, so be very careful with that. Yeah, we're not allowed to. I can't mark it. So you're gonna get, even if you did it correctly, it is now considered a completely different question. So we can't help you. So be careful of that. Okay, how many terms are in this expression? How many terms are in this expression? 2. Beautiful. We have all of this, which is 1 term, and all of this, which is a second term. They have nothing to do with each other, so you focus on 1 term at a time. So let's look at yellow. Okay, we need to distribute your 5xy, which means you multiply it by, if my arrows could just work, that would be great. Multiply it by everybody in the bracket. Okay, so again, we're still using symbol number variable. Positive and a positive, that means my first term is positive. Let's go to number. 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is, it is indeed 10. Then we have 2 different variables, a x and a y. You treat them as different variables. Don't mix them up, guys. Okay, so let's look at the x's. How many x's do I end up with? I have 1 there and 1 there, so I end up with x squared. But there's only 1 y, so it's just y. Okay, then the next one, don't rush, don't rush. Mistakes, okay? A positive with a negative is going to give you a negative answer. Then you have a 5 times 3, which is 15. Okay, now we're on variables. There's only 1 x. But now how many y's do I have in this case now? I have 1 over there and another 1 over there. So it is y squared. Okay, last term, again, a positive and a positive. So that's plus. What is my number for the last term? We are rushing and we are making mistakes, guys. The number, what is the number for the last term? 20. Thank you very much. Okay. And then the only one with variables is the one outside, so it's 20xy. And we're done with first term. Now, second term, you have a negative 2 here. It's not just 2, it's a negative 2. So if I'm distributing it, first term is a negative times a positive, which means what's my symbol going to be over here? a negative, and a positive. That means I'm ending up with a negative answer. Then you have a 2 times 1 because we said if there's nothing there, there's an invisible 1. That gives me a 2. Variables, I have 1x there, another one there. So I have x squared and a y. Okay, the last term, what is my symbol for the last term? I should probably show you what I'm talking about. Oh, my eye is burning. The last term, thank you very much, Tando. It's a positive number again. We don't have a coefficient, so it's just 2, 1x, and 2 y's. Okay, like terms. What are my like terms, lovelies? Tell me some like terms so I can underline. Anyone? 10x squared y. Okay, this one. And the 2, yes. Yebo, Alan.
You have negative 15xy squared and 2xy squared. Positive 2xy squared.
100%. Beautiful. Okay, and then this guy in the middle is just on its own, right? No like terms. Okay, what's 10x squared y minus 2x squared y? 10x squared y minus 2x, thank you very much, that's 8x squared y. What's negative 15xy squared plus 2xy squared? There we go, that's negative 13xy squared. And then the last one, we're just going to rewrite it, 20xy. Okay, this is only worth 3 marks. That means they're marking the actual terms. So the 8x squared y gets a mark. The negative 13xy squared gets a mark. And finally, your 20xy gets a mark. Can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this one? Wonderful. Don't be impatient when I'm going slowly. Remember, this is for explanations. You can go fast when you're writing your test. But here I'm going to explain every single step so that nobody gets left behind. Okay. Screenshots, are you done? Oh, Itandila is not done yet. Okay. Okay, at the end of this lesson, guys, let's say we go through all questions and there's still time. I can come back and do number 4. Do you see what I mean? So I can do more of them. Okay. B has 4 again. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. No, zoom out. I can't zoom out apparently. There we go. And I'm going to need you to vote for your 2 again. Let's hear. Thank you, Shalom. You guys are just scared that 2 and 3 look long, but they like basically the exact same question. I would recommend 4 because that's a plus. Do you guys know what to do when you are plussing and there's variables involved? And fractions? Do you see what I mean? So how about we do this? How about we choose between 2 and 3, and then I have to do 4 because of that plus. That plus is going to mess everyone up. I just know it. So let's take a pick between 2 and 3. Which one you absolutely, absolutely want me to do? Okay, 2 it is. Is it because it's out of 6 marks? I have a feeling. Okay, thank you. Let me zoom back in. There we go. Okay, we're doing number 2. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening here. So this is a combination of fractions, exponent laws, everything all at once. Okay, so you first simplify what you can in the numerators and denominators. First fraction, the one on the left. What do we do with this guy that's on the outside, that exponent? Yes, Itanile?
You just repeat them inside the bracket in only the exponents.
100%. So 3 gets the 2, x gets the 2, and y gets the 2. I am going to multiply in the next step just so that we see what's going on. Okay, so 3 gets the 2, x to the power of 5 also gets a 2, and y to the power of negative 3 also gets the 2. Wonderful. And because I'm not going to take chances with anything, I'm going to draw in my lines instead of writing them. Okay, there's nothing we can do in the denominator here, so it's 6y to the power of 5 times 2x to the power of negative 4. What can we do with this denominator? X to the power of 0, what does that become? A 1. Wonderful. Now, Tando actually already told us, but these two, you now have a power to a power. So what do we do with them? We have to multiply them. That's the only time when you multiply the exponents, okay? Don't confuse it with law 1 where you're adding them, you multiply them. So 3 squared will be a 9. That means x will have an exponent of what? 10. There we go. And what is the exponent for y? Negative 6. Beautifully done, guys. I'm actually going to put these all under one denominator because of that 1. So the numerator is times 2x to the power of negative 4. And at the bottom, negative 6y to the power of 5 times 1 is just negative 6y to the power of 5. Okay, if at any point you get lost, please stop me. Don't wait for me to finish all the way at the end. Let's simplify the numerator. Okay, 2 positive numbers, so that means the answer is positive. What's 9 times 2? So we're in the numerator now. We're going to simplify the top of the fraction before we deal with the bottom of the fraction. That is indeed 18. Now we are multiplying. There's an x there and there's an x there. When you multiply again, what happens with your exponents? You add them. So then what's 10 plus negative 4? It is a 6. There we go. And then y we just leave as it is. See, our fraction is looking much better already. Okay, now let's simplify again. Symbol. Okay, now I'm dividing a positive by a negative number. So what is my final ultimate answer going to be? If I'm dividing, because we're dividing positive 18 by negative 6, which means it's negative 3, because it's 18 divided by 6. X, there's no other x, so it's just x to the power of 6. Okay, and then y, what happens when we are dividing two exponents? You subtract them. So we need to say negative 6 minus 5. So what's my exponent for y? Yes, negative 11. Now, there were no instructions here, but if this was my paper, I would say leave all of your answers with a positive exponent. How are we going to change that y to the power of negative 11 to a positive exponent? Yes, Itandile?
Then you make your expression over 1.
Like that.
No, ma'am. Like the one on top of the negative 3x6y minus 11.
So are you saying I moved the whole thing?
No, ma'am. Use one. Okay. You say, ma'am, negative 6x
Negative 3x.
negative 3x
Mm-hmm.
to the power of 6, then
Mm-hmm.
over y minus positive 11.
Oh, there you go.
Ma'am,
Positive.
positive,
Sorry.
not
Sorry.
negative.
There we go.
Ma'am.
Thank you, Itandile.
It's my
Okay. I got confused because she said Y. I thought she said 1. So I was like, okay.
my nose is blocked, so I can't pronounce some
Okay.
words.
Okay, let's take a look at mark allocations. This is out of 6 marks. The first one is correctly distributing this over here. Your second mark is for changing the power of 0 to a 1. Okay, and then it's for correctly adding and subtracting the stuff in the numerator. Okay, then we move to the answer. The positive exponent of y being at the bottom will have its own mark. Then you have a correct mark for negative 3 because that means you correctly divided these numbers. And then, of course, for your final answer for x. Can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down for this guy? A whole 6 marks, guys. These questions are beautiful when you know what to do, right? Because then you just secured like a proper 6 marks. So I think they're beautiful when you know exactly what to do. Okay, let's take a look at 4. Okay, we have a problem here. Can we just add these fractions the way they are? Is it possible to just say 5x plus 2x is 7x and at the bottom is over 7 and you're done? No. What do you need to do when you're adding any fractions? Never mind ones that have algebra in them. There we go. We need to find the LCD. And what's my LCD? Oh, it's D, yes, lowest common denominator, between 5 and 2. It is 10, 100%. What am I multiplying the first fraction by to get my denominator of 10? Multiplying it by, not just 5. I want to see if anyone's going to get it. Multiply by, it's not just 5, but it's... It's 5 over 5. Why do I have to do that? Is there anybody who has an explanation for what I just did there? Anyone have an idea why? Yes, Ellen?
Ma'am, I'm pretty sure it's because if you want to make the bottom number a 10, you have to do the same operation to the top. So if you divide or if you times the bottom by 5, you have to times the top by 5 to make it equal.
Yes, to make it equal. That's the part I was looking for. Okay, guys, if I just multiply the denominator by 5, do you agree that I will have changed the question? It won't mean the same thing anymore as it did. It's like I can't say now I want a denominator of 3, so I'm going to say times of 6 and I say times 2. Now it's 2 over 6. Is 2 over 3 the same thing as 2 over 6? No, they're not, right? They're not the same thing. But if I multiply it by 2 over 2, which means I now have 4 over 6, do you see that these are now equivalent fractions? It's like multiplying by 1, because this entire 5 over 5 is actually 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay, so you have to do the same operation at the top and at the bottom to keep the question the same. Second one, what am I multiplying by? There we go, 2 over 2. Okay, equals. I'm going to have one long line now because they're going to have the same denominator. Okay, so my denominator is now 10 And what do I have now on my numerator here? I have a 5x times 5. What is 5x times 5? 25x. Thank you very much, lovelies. Plus a 2x times 2. That is indeed 4x. Is this my final answer? No. What else can I do with this? What else? Yes, brilliant.
Um, I'm not sure, but maybe we can like factorize the top number.
Okay, we can. We can, but it won't help us much. There's a much simpler thing we can do. Look carefully.
We can add the like terms,
There we go.
which will give us 29x over 10.
There we go. Anything further we can do after this? No. So that is our final answer. Okay, let's see where our 3 marks comes from. First one is for correctly identifying your lowest common denominator. And then for these 2 terms being correct, and then 1 for the final answer. Okay, can I get a thumbs up, thumbs down, lovelies, on this one? Okay, screenshotters, are you done? Okay. Factorize. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Let's first pick between the first 4. 1 out of the first 4 we are factorizing. It's an hour and a half, so we finish at 4. Okay, let's take a vote in the chat, guys, between number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're welcome. We're only picking 1 because there's a second part to this. Is that everybody who's voting? Are you done? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 fours. And 2 threes. Okay, we're going to have to go with 4 here. Okay, before we even start this, please list for me the ways in which you can factorize. Yes, Itandile.
Ma'am, it's difference of two squares, HCF, and trinomials.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, so out of these 3, what do you think we're going to use for number 4? And grouping. Thank you very much, Ellen. There's grouping as well. Okay. We're going to use HCF. You guys are 100% correct. Let's start with the HCF for the numbers. 6 and 24. What's the highest common factor between those two? That is indeed a 6. Okay, so it's 6. What's my highest common factor for the M's? Oh my God. How many M's can I take out? Only 1. 100%, guys. And then N. I can only take out 1. Okay. Now, in my first term, what's left number-wise if I take out the 6? Anyone? A 1 is left. Beautiful. Now we move on to the M's. I've taken out 1 and there were a 5, so I still have 4 left. And the ends, I had 3. I've taken out 1, so I now have 2 left. Wonderful. Minus 24. I have taken out 6 from 24. So what's left? It is a 4. Beautiful. You guys are very good at factorizing, it seems. And I've taken out the m and the n, so there are no variables left there. Are we done factorizing? Those who are saying no, wonderful, Alan. There's a difference of 2 squares in the brackets. Check here. This is a square and that's a square, and we have a difference. So we can go one step further. So it's 6mn. Okay. What variables are going to be in the brackets? M. Let's start with M. Someone's hand went up. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Yes, m squared is left. And then n, so it's m squared n minus, what's my second term for my brackets? 2. There we go. And the second bracket is the same thing except with a plus. Okay, so your 3 marks are for this 6mn for your first bracket and your second bracket. So the way we mark those brackets, 1 mark is for having the correct symbol. So one of them has to be a positive, one of them has to be a negative. And the second mark is for having the correct factors. So m squared n and the 2. Okay, are we happy about this, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Screenshotters, are you done? Wonderful. Okay, this is number, I'm going to say it, 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, 7. Please choose, and don't just pick because it goes 6, 7. Please choose a number like properly between these guys. Okay, there are 7 of you in here, so I am expecting 7 answers. And I have 3 so far. So everybody else, answer in the chat. Please, you're picking between number 5, number 6, and number 7. Anybody else want to pick? Okay, I guess 6 wins. I see why you wanted to do 7 though, Itandile. It's a bit of a tricky one, that guy. It's a very interesting one. Maybe we'll do them both. How's that? Maybe we'll do them both. Which one is hard? I think 7 is harder. I think 7 would be more difficult, in my opinion. Okay. Let us start with number 6 because some of you voted for number 6. Okay. As I'm rewriting the question, please tell me what you think is going to happen. Which one of the factorization methods are we going to use here? Come, guys. Is it a common factor? Is it a... I think they're already grouped. You are getting there. Yes, they're already grouped. It's a common factor, but it's a little bit of a spin on the common factor because it's a common bracket. You can actually take out a common bracket as a common factor. Okay, so x minus 1 is what we're taking out. Okay, and my first term, this red one, what's left after I remove the bracket? In my first term, 5x plus 3, and then a minus, and in your second term, or the blue one, what is going to be left there? That one. There we go, 2x minus 1. Do you think we stop there? Do you think that's worth 4 marks? No. If I can simplify something within the bracket, I'm going to do it. Because I said I want to get rid of these brackets. Okay, so I have a x minus 1, 5x plus 3. Can I just get rid of these brackets? The second ones. There we go. I need to distribute the negative. So negative has to be distributed. So it's then minus 2x plus 1. And what that did is now gave us our like terms that we can simplify. So then now we're left with 5x minus 2x. How much is 5x minus 2x? That is 3x. And 3 plus 1 is plus 4. And we're done. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this one. Okay, can I just give you a heads up? Don't be tempted to now multiply out those brackets. Remember the question was to factorize. So once you get here, just stop. Okay, don't be tempted to now just do FOIL, and because then you lose your marks. Let's see mark allocation. It was out of 4. Taking out your common bracket, 100%. Multiplying in the negative deserves a mark. And then your 2 brackets at the end. Okay. I'm going to do 7, guys, because I really think it's worth it. It's quite challenging, I think. Minus 8x. Okay, what's the first thing you notice about number 7? What would you do if you had this in a paper? Oh, whoops. Sorry. What would you do, guys, if you had this in a paper? 100%. I would do that as well. So your LCD is going to have to be what? Your LCD. If 8x is over 1, which it is, then your LCD is 2, which means I'm multiplying 8x by 2 over 2. And the reason you do this is to make one fraction. Okay, once you have one fraction, every life becomes much easier, and you'll see that it's not as bad as it looks. Okay, so for the first one, we're not multiplying anything because it's already over 2. You guys all understand that, right? It's already over 2, so we're not going to multiply anything. So it's just x cubed, and this is minus 16x. Okay, everybody happy with me so far? Now, take a look at that numerator, and remember we're factorizing. So what can we do with that numerator? You can take out a common factor. What's your common factor between x cubed and 16x? There we go, Tando. That would be x. And what's left in my bracket is a x squared minus 16. This is still all over 2. Are we done? No. What else can we do here? Difference of two squares. Lovely. Give me my two brackets, guys. Yes, Itandile.
Ma'am, one bracket is going to have x minus 4, and the other one is going to have x plus 4.
Thank you. Oh, 4. I keep writing the wrong thing when you speak.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Tandile.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
Okay. So now we're done, guys. So let's take a look here. First mark, obviously, your LCD. Okay. And then for correctly doing that. And then your third mark is for your factors here. And the X that you've taken out over there. Okay, can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this guy? Do you guys want a water break, toilet break, something break? Only for like a few minutes, okay? Go get your water. I'm gonna go get water. So when I come back, you guys must all be back as well. Okay, guys. Take 2 minutes. Stretch, drink water, whatever. Get a snack, and we'll be back. Okay, are we back? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Who's back? Who's here? Thank you. I literally thought nobody was back. I'm like, eh. Okay, while we wait for everybody else, I want you to take a look at this. This is more problem solving one though, so I think I'll come back to it. Okay, look at solving for x. How many are there? Okay, it's just these three. Please vote so long while we wait for everyone else to come back between number 1, 2, and 3, or solving for x. We're only doing one of these. Only one. I was about to say 3-1, but then now we're tied. We need a tiebreaker, guys. One more person needs to vote, please. Number 2. Thank you very much, Avril, for breaking that tie for us. Okay, let's get going. Number 2. Okay, so first step is we don't want brackets, right? These brackets are a problem. How am I going to get rid of brackets that I don't want? How do we get rid of those brackets, guys? Because we don't want brackets. Yes, we distribute. So we're going to take this -3, because that's the one in front of the bracket, and distribute it. And let's see. So I have a 5 minus 3x. What's -3 times -6? Positive 18. There we go. Plus 40 is equal to 6x. Now we want all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So I'm going to take this 6x, take it over that way. Okay, maybe I should first add the like terms. Let's add the like terms on the left-hand side, okay? -3x doesn't have any like terms, so I'm just going to rewrite it. But we have a 5 plus 18 plus 40, and how much is that? A 5 plus 18 plus 40. 63, I think. There we go. Plus 63. And this is equal to 6x. Now I'm going to move it around. So I'm going to move my 6x over to the left-hand side and 63 over to the right. What happens with 6x when it gets to the left-hand side? It becomes a minus 6x. I think that break worked. I like it when you guys answer so fast. And what happens to 63 when it goes over to the other side? The same thing, right? So it becomes minus 63. Okay, what's -3x minus 6x? -3x minus 6x. It is. Is Brilliant the only one who's back? Can I get responses, please? Thank you very much, Brilliant. Keep them coming. -9x minus equals -63. Okay, how do we get rid of -9 in front of x? Divide both sides by -9. And my final answer, therefore, x is equal to a 7. Beautiful. This was out of 4 marks. Okay, let's see where the 4 marks are. The distribution, most definitely. Okay, the adding the like terms, so the -9x and -63 deserves a mark. The method of dividing by 9, and finally your final answer, which is 7. Can I get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this one? Beautiful. Okay. Now we have graphs. So this time you're going to choose between the whole of A and the whole of B. So this is B, this is A. Read the question first. Shalom is like, I don't care. B looks messy. So A, they didn't give you the actual graphs, they just gave you equations. And then B, they gave you the actual graphs with a bunch of questions. Two people, three people voted. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna take the first few people who vote because yeah, we can't wait forever. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Hopefully you can still see stuff on it, but it's because I need space, right? This thing is, yeah, the graph is a little bit, yeah. There we go. Okay, so first question is what is the equation of G? Now your general equation for a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. We need m and we need c. What is m again? Remind me what it is. It has a special name. Yes, Itandile.
It's gradient.
100%. Okay, so this is your gradient. So we're going to work out, they asked for G. So M is equal to, G is this one, by the way. They have labeled the graphs for you. There's G, and this one is F. So we're going to use the 2 points we have on G. The only 2 points we have is the 2, 2, as well as the 0, 6. So it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so I'm gonna, this one will be my second point. So 2 minus 6 over 2 minus 0. That's negative 4 over 2. What's negative 4 divided by 2? Negative 4 divided by 2. There we go. Negative 2. So we have m. So it's y is equal to negative 2 plus negative 2x, excuse me, plus c. And to find c, we're going to take a random coordinate. Let's take this guy and substitute the x and the y. So 2 is equal to negative 2 times 2. Maybe I shouldn't have used this one because it now sounds like I'm just using random 2's. Okay, what's negative 2 times 2 for my right-hand side? Negative 4, beautiful, plus c. Take it over to the other side. What happens when negative 4 goes over to the other side? Becomes a plus 4. Therefore, c is equal to 6. So your equation is y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. And all of that only for 2 marks. First mark is for the negative 2. Second one is for the 6. Okay. And now they want the equation for f. So we're going to do the same thing. Okay, let me say this was m of g. You're allowed to do that, okay, so that you don't get lost about who's who. So now I'm going to look for the m of the graph f. And it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What are my two coordinates that I have for f? I actually have 3. No, never mind. That's a y. I have the 2, 2 again, as well as the negative 2, negative 4. So I can say negative 4 minus 2 over negative 2 minus 2. What does that give me? What's my final answer for the gradient, guys? It's negative 3 over 2. No, positive, because we're dividing a negative with a negative. So it is a positive 3 over 2. Okay, so then I'm going to use this coordinate this time. So y, which is negative 4, is equal to x times the m plus c. What's negative 2 times 3 over 2? Please figure that out for me, guys. Or work that out for me, rather. Negative 2 times 3 over 2. We're almost at the end, guys. You need to answer so that it feels less dreadful. Okay, 3 goes over to the other side, which means it becomes a positive 3. Thank you very much. Some responses are finally coming in. Why am I writing the wrong thing? I think when you guys answer, you make me nervous. Therefore, your C, final answer for C is equal to negative 1. Okay, so then your equation for this one is y is equal to 3 over 2x minus 1. Done. This one is out of 4 marks. That's only probably because there's a fraction. Probably. So I'll give you 2 for the final answer, for the method of finding the gradient, and then for finding C. Okay. They are. This is very little marks. I'm also looking at it and I'm like, Anyways, they want, okay, I'm going to skip 3 because I feel like it's straightforward. To find the y-intercept, you make x 0. But number 4 is very interesting, right? The length of PQ if it is perpendicular to the x-axis. So to find PQ, right, A, we need to know Q, and then we need to know P. But they gave us a clue with P, and they told us that the x coordinate is 4, which means I can take my equation of f, substitute the 4, and it will give me the y. Does that make sense to everybody? Thumbs up, thumbs down before I do it. So P, they gave you the x coordinate. You can find y using the equation that we just found. So I'm going to write it over here. Maybe I should number these questions because now it looks like random stuff just everywhere. Okay, so we found that the equation is y is equal to 3 over 2x minus 1. And we know we've been given that x is 4. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute that. Times 4 minus 1. What's 3 over 2 times 4? Is it 5? So, and then I write 5. It's 6 minus 1. Therefore, your y is equal to 5. Okay, so this y we know is 5. So if this y is 5, guys, what is the y at Q? What is the y at Q? It is also 5. Why do I say that? Anybody who knows why? We were told that this line is perpendicular to the x-axis. What they're basically telling us is that this is a straight line, right? So that means anywhere on this line, y coordinate will be the same. Does that make sense, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Any point along that line, your y coordinate will be, no, your x coordinate. Oh, I see why it's in said 4. It's the x coordinates that will be the same. I swapped them around. Do you see, guys? For the y coordinate to be the same, it has to be a horizontal graph like that, like the green one I just drew in. But this one doesn't have the same y coordinate, it has the same x coordinate. Sorry guys, we Tandile caught that before all of us. Thumbs up, thumbs down on that explanation. The x coordinate is the same because that line is vertical, which means the x coordinate is the same. Do you agree that no matter where I read this, it's going to come back to this guy who's 4, which means this guy is 4 also. Do you guys see what I mean? Okay, so we also have the x coordinate for q. So we're going to use our formula, which is y is equal to negative 2x plus 6, and substitute my 4. Okay, what is my answer? This is negative 8 plus 6, which means it's 2. Okay, so what's the length of this line? If this y is 5 and this one is negative 2, not 2, is negative 2, what's the length of this line, guys? Think about it carefully. You're walking from 5 to negative 2. What is the length of that line? Is there anyone who wants to try? Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. To get from P, which is over there, to there, you walk 5 steps. Do you guys agree with me? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have to work a further 1, 2 steps. So what's the length? Remember, length can't be negative. It's like you're measuring something. Wonderful. PQ is 7 units. Beautiful. And this was out of 4 marks. So it's going to be for finding the correct one and there. And I would give you 2 marks for this answer because there is a way you can calculate it. Whoop. I'm trying to fit all of this. There we go. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this one, lovelies. Okay, let's see. Number 6 is our last question, and it is a finance question. Well, it's actually a ratios and rates, which includes finance. So between these 5, which one do you want us to do? It's ratios, rate, finance, everything. Why thumbs down? It's in the high boo. You can't protest
You can
now.
protest now. Ma'am, I do not like finance. I've never liked finance ever in my life because I'm never going to accounting and I'm never going to business study. I hate finance.
Sorry.
Sorry. And I always pass it, but I don't know how. I don't know how.
It's because of me.
Because of me.
Yes, please vote,
Yes,
guys.
please vote, guys.
I only have 1 vote from Leacho. 1. I'm looking at the time now, so we're just going to vote for 1 for now. 6.5 is one of those. Father is 3 times as old, 6 years. Father will be 7 times. Yeah. 6.5 always catches you guys out. Always. Okay, I have a 2, a 1, a 5, and a 4. You guys are all voting for different stuff. .4 is basically substitution. Hi, boo. Trillion, guys, that's really the one you want to do. I'll do the trillion one at the end of the lesson within the last like 1 minute. Please vote between 2, 3, 4, and 5 quickly. Okay, number 2, number 4, number 5, and number 2. 2 is the only one that had 2 votes. So I'm going to go ahead and do number 2 with you guys quickly. Okay. Mr. T can travel a certain distance in 3.5 hours at an average speed of 90 kilometers an hour. What average speed must he travel to complete the trip in 3 hours? Okay. So we've been given, they said a certain distance. So immediately we don't know the distance, right? So the distance is x. And he can travel this in 3.5 hours. Okay. And his average speed is 90 kilometers an hour. Now they're saying, what should the speed be if he wants to do the trip in 3 hours instead? So the distance didn't change. That's important that you guys understand that. I'm traveling the same distance of x, but this time I want my time to be 3 hours, and I want to know what speed will make that happen. Is everybody with me so far? I'm going to move this thing down because there's no space here. Okay, so we want them to be equal. So how do you calculate speed? What's the formula for speed? Excuse me. Formula for speed. Yes, Itandile.
It's distance over time.
So speed equals distance over time. They gave us the time. Okay. And we know distance is x. So what I'm going to do is, because we know that one of them is the same, we're going to make it the subject of your formula. So first I'm going to substitute what we have. So for the first one, I have 90, which is speed, is equal to x over 3.5. That's equation 1. Excuse me. Whew. And for the second speed, I don't know it, but this is equal to the same distance, and I want it to be over 3 hours. This is actually a ratio and rates question, now that I look at it. It's a ratio and rates question. Okay, so how would we tackle this? How would we tackle this, guys? I'm sorry, guys. There's something in my throat that's killing me. How would we tackle this one, guys? So this is a different variable now. It's like a y or something. So this is like simultaneous equations. Have you guys ever done simultaneous equations? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But what I would do is, if 3.5 hours gives me 90, I want to know, if I want 3, what will y be? Does this understand? Does this make sense? Oh my gosh. Does this make sense, guys? Does my ratio make sense? Only one person is answering. I'm going to need you guys to answer. Okay. So the 3.5 I want to reduce to 3, so that my 90 can reduce to something. Okay, and then going up we divide, and going across we times. Have you guys ever seen that method? I'm sorry, I didn't see responses. Have you seen that method before? Yes. Okay, so what's 3 divided by 3.5 times 90? I'll explain it just now. If you guys can stay 2 minutes after the lesson, I'll explain this all to you. Okay, I'm going to calculate it because it went quite. 3 divided by 3.5 times 90. is 77,14. Okay, and this was out of how many marks? 3. So it's literally a mark for division, a mark for times, and a mark for final answer. Okay, can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down on this one, guys? By the way, trillion has how many zeros? Just to address the trillion question quickly. How many zeros are in a trillion? That's billion. 12. So really this question is 17 times 10 to the power of 12, and that's it. Are you happy, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, and that is it, guys. We have completed our first boot camp. Yay! Well done, guys, for sitting and concentrating for a solid hour and a half. I'm getting hot now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely dying. In the team, no, not the teams. Sorry, I'm so used to using teams. In the Google Classroom, the rest of the paper with the